Okay, welcome back. Oh, I got mail and a garbage can to get. Oh, what's this bag doing here? Where the hell is this from? Alright. Do that like this. Put that like that. There. That's my wife's little get-go here. We grew this corn in the garden. You can see, if you look close, there's pretty small ears there. These are some of our onions. But she got this big black cauldron here from her mother, and she's going to use it for decorations out on the step. I don't know about the little one. I think one of them's got a hole in it. But they're beautiful big old pots. I got some other things in here. But right now, I guess we'll go get the garbage can. I'm going to drive up and get the mail as well. Okay, we're starting this once more. Max AC. Oh, I guess that's the way that works. Okay, looks like I got to hold on to it. I got one of those cases that houses the camera. Like, so if you're going to go take it underwater. I'm using that because I'm using this, the very first camera I bought. But I can't put it on that mount with the way I got it rigged up, so I'll just have to carry it. So first off, we're going to go and we'll get the garbage. We'll turn around first and then go get the garbage. And throw that in the back, drop it off. It's freaking hot out. Holy Jesus, 28 out, but maybe it's cooler than that. My wife says, she says it's really freaking hot out. But the thermometer that I got inside the woodshed is 20.6. Anyway, here we go. Okay, let's see how this works out. Keep my fingers off all the buttons. There, I'll be right back. I gotta put the bench down. Here she locked over. Well, I get the tailgate open and sort this stuff out. There we go. Okay. So 4 days of mowing out of 5 days, I managed to get it all done. And I'm going to go down there and do just a little bit more, and I'll show you what I'm doing when we get there. Almost there. Okay. Well, these are nothing but a bunch of junk flyers here. Okay. Just got to drop all this off. And then we can go down over the hill. Oh yeah, blinky blinky. Oh yeah, the tailgate's open. Imagine that. Man, I tell you, we were trying to get over the hill. And there's no phone, because I don't have a phone. Push the button. Wait, hang on. Just got to drop this off. There. That over there. And I'll be right back. Again, I'll be right back. Alright, 1 o'clock. There we go. Now we can go. But we gotta buckle up first. You know how that is. Now, some of the trees are beginning to turn. And we'll see that when we're going down here. Okay, we're ready. Alright. The dirty windshield. Okay, that's better. I cleaned up around there yesterday so that my neighbor can give me a hand with the generator and we don't have all that tall grass around there. I went up there and did all the mowing. Oh! And I mowed in here a little bit just to keep her down, as well as the side hill here. This used to be just nothing but burdocks. And the grass is coming back a lot, but we got to fix the potholes where the tracks where the tractor went and ripped up like that. You see, he's got some pretty good holes. I don't know why he kept thinking that he could get up the hill with a full load on, but anyway, that's what it is. And you should be able to see in this field that I mowed around all the way around the trees in the center and came around the back and then came back up here all the way along the tree line. That's made my day, you know, like, or it's made my year, because I've been always wondering what was over there. And right over here, somewhere like here, there is a game trail going right through the woods. And there's another one further down. And I've seen deer going across here, but they seem like they entered the woods in different places. Now, this is where the geothermal is buried. And it's not that big as that, but I gotta get it mowed down, find all the rocks, get them out of the way, and then the guy will mow that too. He can hay it as well. And I'm also trying to get up this hill here, and I had a real good incident here the other day. Right here on the far right, up there, the mower got hung up, the deck did, while I was coming down. I couldn't go forward, I couldn't go back, just sat there. So what I ended up doing is taking the transmission and unengaging it, and then when I pushed on the handlebars or the steering wheel, I had to jump on, and man, oh man, did that thing ever take off coming down the hill here. It's like I don't know, a good 30 degrees. It's pretty steep. And I've been cutting back slowly but surely. I've come down here to the left now to start doing that, and I'll do that other piece later. And I'm trying to get rid of all that so that we can get down here and I can just keep it mowed every once in a while. As well as, I'm not even sure if I'm on the road or not here. The main road's here, and I've managed to cut that back that much. So there's about, I don't know, 12, 15 feet. And over there where that clump of grass is, there's a great big friggin' rock in there. I can't get it out. And over here, I found another rock. And I'll have to move that out of the way, because all I could do was mow around it. The thing was as big as a frickin' bigger than a 4-slice toaster. Excuse me. And here is where the water well is, over there. And I've been going around this and trying to make it bigger. And it's, I just got to keep going over it until it finally turns to grass like that other stuff is, and like this, because this wasn't like grass before. Okay, so what I'm going to do in here, oh, I should have brought a saw, a wee saw. I don't think the loppers can cut this, but that's, oh, here, right here I want to get on the side. There's a couple of branches on the side here that's got to go. Okay, so I'm just going to set you in here, and I'll go get those out of the way. And we'll turn this off so we're not wasting gas. There, how's that? That tickles you? We'll go down here, and then we'll go down the other road. See how old George is. I seen him yesterday. My son's cleaned out around the bottom of him with a spacing saw, but right now, it will only be a few minutes. This thing here. Oh yeah. freaking little different than I thought it was going to be. There. We'll go up here, turn around, and get going on down the field here. Oops, I forgot about you guys. So that don't look too bad. That's a little bit more open. There we go. And I don't think I can reach some of these ones. But there is enough room to drive through here. And a while back, I started cutting more off onto to the right, but I'd like to make the field a little bigger here. I mow around the outside edge of this as well, so I can mow around everything, as far as I can tell. And I would like to want to have these things like a little bush hog that mounts on the front. Maybe rent a skid loader one day with one of those front mounted bush hogs. So I can make a couple of trails in here would be just ideal. Now I've come in here a month or two ago and I cleaned up this so we could get the car in here without a bunch of possible scratches. There's a little bit more I could do, but I've got to try to widen this circle somehow. Because it's not big enough that I can't turn around in here yet. You'll see in a second here. And this is one of the favorite places I have on the property. You're just out of the noise because of the hill that's up there. And there is no roads except for maybe a mile that way. Oops. And I tried cutting the tree down in here. Well, not cutting the tree, but... Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, not going. Oh, can't go back. Gotta go forward. There we go. Alright. Boy, one-handed. This is a little iffy when it's wet. So I usually don't go down here. But I think it's just beautiful in here. I guess it'd be a good idea to turn I can see in the back here. Get the rear window wiper on. Get rid of all that dirt from the road. Okay, where are we at? Reverse. Okay, we gotta go forward now. Alright, there we go. I just think this is gorgeous. And there's apple trees all over the friggin' place down here. Except they're big and overgrown. Like there's one right there. There's a whole bunch. They're everywhere down here. They need some loving. So what I was thinking of doing is cut some of those bigger branches down so the tree's not going up 100 miles high, and see if we can get them a little life going in them again. We don't need the wiper now. And this is, it doesn't feel steep in the Jeep, but when you're sitting on the mower sideways, especially down in there, it's pretty tricky, to say the least. And I want to get some of those popple trees out of here, or poplar trees, because they just get big, the ants get in them, and then they fall down in the worst possible places. There's some timber down here too. Like you say, look at that. There's another apple tree right in there. And the way it's all been beaten out of there, down below, there's animals coming down through here. And I seen my camera here the other day. At 8 p.m. there was a raccoon coming down. And then I think it was about midnight, there was a bull moose that went through. The next day there was a deer. And then on the 5th day, there was a black bear looking at my camera. What the hell here? When you look at the video, you know something's there. You can't hear it. And then all of a sudden, just before the video goes off, you see he moves back. So, like I said, my goal is to clean off all that side hill and this big patch here. And get the rocks out of it, so then the guy can hay it. I don't care if he hays up here, but what would be nice is that there's a couple of spots up here that could use some, maybe get it shaved off, maybe straighten it out a bit. Because the mower, like I said, it gets hung up on there. I've driven the mower up on the side here in the early spring, but I know there's a wire coming down there that I got to cut out. Alright, let's go. So you can see how much the farmer widened it out to the grain, and I've widened it out couple of rows, and I'm just going to keep picking off a row or two a day. And here's where I mowed on the outside here. But I want to keep condensing that size down so I can identify where all the rocks are, and then I can have the farmer come in and take a look. There'll be a couple of rocks in there that I can't move or dig out, so I'll get him to pick that up. And then he can hay the whole darn thing. So now we're going to go in here and we're going to see if we can move a couple of branches, because I don't want to get this car scratched up. It's a 2017 and we've looked after it pretty good, so the outside looks brand new and the inside's pretty good shape as well. And there's 130,000 kilometers on that, whatever the hell that is. 130 is, I don't know. Enough. And this is where I crossed the road, right through here. And down there is where I got stuck. There's a kind of a ditch that I didn't see, and it's only about it's only about a foot wide, but when the tires fell in there, that was the end of that. And I'm going to keep trying a little bit to see if I can get more over here. But I know that this area here gets pretty wet, as you can see by this grass. That grass is twice as tall, if not 3 times as tall as the other stuff. So here we go. Oh yeah. This little stuff on the side here I can't do much about. I want my son to come down here with his saw, and we'll just start picking away here and widen things out. And Will's sign's got to be relocated because the branch broke there. And not too bad yet. But it's a lot cooler in here. There's a branch. A tree's got to come down right there. Well, let me snip this little guy off. That whole limb on the side. Plus, I'm going to take a look at it. Okay, I sure wasn't expecting that. Now, kind of screwed there. I want to see if this thing scratches. And we're using my camera or my phone now. We'll just creep along, and I'm going to see if I can add this to it. See what I mean? Like how, look at how much it's covered, or it's coming in to cover on the road here. It won't stop. I should have brought my son's pole saw, but I'm not sure if he's got a good blade for it or not. Yeah. Now, when we first came here, this was overgrown. And my first mistake was getting the bulldozer to come down here. He said the road was good, didn't need to rip it up. I said, go do it anyway. Well, now we got a ridge along the both sides of the road. You can't see it unless you're on the mower, because it'll try to toss you off when you get close to it. But I dug out a lot of rocks, filled it in with dirt, and I want to keep doing that so that when the mower comes down here I can go faster. Oh, we're going too fast now. Wow, that's hard on the arm holding on to this. Where are we at here? There, oh, there's the pond. Now that pond is where we're going to put the kids in there, but the problem is you can do it now, but you sure can't do it earlier in the year. Not that the water's ice cold. The problem is the bugs. The first bugs that hit are the black flies, followed quickly with the mosquitoes. And the black flies kind of quit, then the horse flies start coming, or deer flies. They're very similar. They're nasty buggers. And they land on you, you know they're there, and they just start chewing away. I feel sorry for the moose and the deers, because once they land on them, that's the end of it. Now there's a couple of rocks in here where we need an excavator to get them out. But that's not going to happen today, is it? Or any day soon. So I just do my best, and nothing much grows in this little patch here. I think this is where the yarded logs out to, or skidded them. Ooh. And my son here, when was I put the window down? Let's see if I can hold you on here without dropping you here. Let me see. Okay. How's that? Where's the finger coming from? Okay, that's my arm. If I had it flipped the other way. But my son's been in here thinning it out, as you can see. It was so thick in here, you couldn't see 2 feet off the road. And he's left a bunch of maples in here and whatever other good species there is. And here we are at this spring. This tree here right there fell across the road, and I had to come down here with the chainsaw get it small enough so I could get it off the road. Plus there was another one that fell or blew down here too. But that looks a lot nicer. And as soon as he can get rid of, you know, the odd stragglers, it'll allow the other ones to grow. So we'll end up with, not in my lifetime, but say another 20 years down the road, it'll be pretty good. There'll be, there's enough wood on here that they can harvest to heat the fireplace up till forever, unless there's a bug comes through that kills the trees, which is always possible, being that we got global warming going on here. And in a couple of weeks I'll be in Alberta, and I'll try to get a bunch of videos out there as well. Figure out how to get them. Well, I could probably bring a hard drive. I could do that. I could bring a hard drive and just try to clean off the cards and put them on there and try not to get them all fricked up. See, now that is so dark in back of there. There's just a few trees you got to knock out so that the other ones can grow. Because it's so tight in there, even if you do cut a tree down, it won't fall. I'll show you by what I mean by over here. Oh, right there. Now that takes all the canopy away, so there's no light get down to the bottom here. None. There's very little light at the bottom of that. And over here there isn't any. So it would be worth our while to go in there and start thinning it out, which is something I can't do. And then I'm kind of old and not as fleet on the foot as I used to be. I got too many aches and pains to get into doing heavy stuff like that now. What I would like to have is a wood chipper. Because all that brush that Nick cuts just gets chucked in onto the sides. What we could do is, while he's cutting it, we pull it out to the road, I could chip it and just blow the chips all back in. So it would help make things grow faster by thinning it out. Now in here, those trees are all dead, these big cedars. It's a shame. Because I want to go in here, or get someone to come in here and see if they're worth anything and cut them out. That used to be the beaver dam, and he had it all backed up to the road and killed everything off, as they did at the other place where we used to have come down and get the beavers when we first got here. But that's pretty thick. I think only a moose could go through that. If I had a tree stand or something down here, I wouldn't mind calling out a moose just so you could see it, because they're starting to go in season here. And I'm not sure, the hunting season's open for moose really quick. And it lasts only for a few days, of which there'll be about 1,000 moose killed. And here we go. Here's old George. And we'll show you up here when you get a little closer, but my son has been in here trying to thin this stuff out to allow the trees to grow again. Because if it gets too thick, it'll be just like that in there. Nothing grows. It looks like it's got a lot of wood in there, but there's sticks. Nothing but sticks. Where'd George go? I must have missed him. Wasn't paying attention. Let's go back here for a sec. Stay on the road here, Joe. Must be close now. Whoa. There's a big rock. Oh, I gotta get back in the road here. Okay. There. When I find the darn tree, oh, there it is right there. I didn't go far enough. Aha! Oh, slow down. And good, I need to cut these out of the way. Just a couple of them. So I'll leave you right here, and we'll get around the corner in a second. And we'll just put it like that. Not like that, but like that. And it's hard because I don't want to touch the buttons. Okay, here we are. Wow. Easier said than done. This will take a second or two. And then we'll walk up. I'll come back and get the camera and we'll go see George. I'll show you around the bottom of it. While we're here, let's go for a walk here. Now, right there is where I got the bush hog to go in. that was already there. And I have a trail farther in that goes down to the old beaver dam site. Now, that pond was a good 10 feet or 15 feet deep. And then by the time, that was in 2013 or 14. And then the beavers moved up the next year in 15 or so. And I wasted all my time cutting that trail down into there. And you see the the woodpecker's been at this tree. There's a big hole on this side. I'm gonna step in there in case I trip on something. But you can see they've been really at this thing. And it's amazing that it's still alive. I'll give you an idea how tall that bugger is. Oh, I can't even spin my head back enough. And you can see my son's been in here with his saw. Now those big marks that are missing, I think that was hit with the blade of a skidder. And away we go. There's a nice little Christmas tree if you had a 20-foot ceiling. Now up here there's a little bit of a drainage from this side to this side. And it's no end of grief. In the spring, the road here, right there, gets pretty wet. And you tell my son not to go down there. I don't know. You don't listen. Hey, how come we only got one light on here? We're going to check this out now. Huh. That's not good. Automatic. Oh, that's not the right one. What's that? I think that's Burtts. Huh. That's all we need. There we go. Okay, that was a good view of old George. Now, I have the game camera down here earlier in the summer, and there were so many animals walking by here. It was amazing, actually. I don't want to venture off road because I don't want to trip in there. I don't have any radio here. Now, what do we got here now? What's going on here with the lights? Huh. I don't know. Looks like I have to read the manual. Just when I was breaking this old friggin' car off. This is where we put the culvert in. There's a piece of it right there. I had the farmer come down, paid him a couple of $100 to drop that pipe in there. one of those black corrugated things. There's next to no water coming out of there, but in the spring it gets bunged up on this side, on the other side of the road. So we fixed it, but it's really hard to get the all the roots and stuff out of there so that the water can drain real easy. And there might be a place or two up here that we're going to have to cut the odd branch out. So far it's been pretty good. And he must have been pretty tired. I tried to pull that off the road. Now, it's for me to get my arms above my head. I got 2 shoulder operations that need to fix it. And I should be getting one pretty quick here when I come back from out west. So maybe November. And apparently it's going to take about 6 months to recover. And the guy's going to retire. So I got to get lined up for another guy to fix the other one. Then I'll have 2 good shoulders and one bum hand. And it looks so much better since he's got in here. I kept opening it up a bit. Still got to go down here a bit. Not really sure what happened there. I think a moose went and bent it over. And right there, in front of that big tree, we had a deer carcass that we found on the road, or my son actually hit it. He hauled it out here, and I put a game camera on it. And over the next few days, the ravens got it. Then the eagles found it. Then the ravens came in mass. One coyote came out. He got chased back. I like how he puts these little ribbons on stuff. They're just sticks, Nick. This one's got to come down. It looks like it's broke. It's going to come down anyway. And I think it's all rotten out, so there's nothing in there. Ugh. And he's leaving some of these trees not too bad, but we can trim them off. And hopefully they'll grow straight instead of leaning over. What happens is some of those other ones at the beginning of the road, they start growing and they bend out into the road to get more light. So they just fall over. They get top heavy. Won't take much. A good snowfall on them and just starts pulling them down. Down. Jeez, I gotta get that out of there. Oh, I don't want to get out now. We'll save that for another day. Maybe we should get this one though. And this one. Alright, let's do it. Hell with it. Yeah, okay. That's how we get out. Okay, hang on. Wow. What's that dot doing on the screen? That must be some light shining on it or something. Okay. Huh. Well, I wonder price out what the light bulbs are worth. First, I'll check to see if there's any electricity going to the bulbs, and I'll turn this thing on. Shut it off. There. Ring-a-ding-ding. Now I can't see the lights. No. All right. Well, isn't that great? Good enough for that side. Yeah. good enough. Oh. Be right with you. There we go. That's my good deed for the day. And we had a burnt out headlight. And I get the camera here first. Where's that? Huh. Alright. The seat belt. I would say. Just a sec. Enjoy the view up there. There. And, oh yeah. Just to go in there, keep thinning that out, but you see what I mean by getting a chipper? All these branches are on the side. You just feed them right into the chipper and that'd be the end of them. We don't need the biggest and the greatest, but something that'll cut up to about 3-4 inches maybe. I don't know how they rate the chippers, but there's a big old cedar. Now we have a couple of cedar swamps in here, which is nice. We should be coming up to George here somewhere. There he is. And you can't see him from the house. And that's great in there for rabbits. It's so thick that they're pretty safe bouncing around. When I was a kid, we used to snare rabbits, and there was a guy down the road from where we lived. He'd give you 50 cents a piece for him. And that was the first and only time I seen a cougar in New Brunswick. And the next time I seen them was in Abu Dhabi in the zoo. See all the cedars? They're coming up. There's probably enough wood in here you could build a home. Oh, and that's something else I read about yesterday. Some people have been getting their, well, lots of people actually, have been getting their tax raised. Some of them at 70%. This is totally wrong. And do you think, in the price, if Pierre Poilievre, or whatever his name is, he gets into power and axes the carbon tax and prices go down, do you think that'll affect the government in lowering the taxes back down? Not likely. Those fat cats, somehow we gave them a license to steal. And I didn't think I did. And it's hard to say whether life is better now than it was when I was growing up, say in the 50s and early 60s. I remember we didn't have the greatest car. I don't remember, I think we had one new car when we lived in New Brunswick. My dad bought. He had to go all the way to Ontario to get it from the Armed Forces Club. See, that road looks nice when it's all cleaned out like that. As long as I can get out of the car and drive or whatever, drive down here, I'll never be done. I know I don't want to be traipsing around in the woods anymore. I figure that my old bones are pretty fragile. Come on, let's go. A little more. There we are. And you notice that the leaves are beginning to change. And hopefully, before I go, I can get down here and get some real nice pictures of this all in different colors. Boy, that's thick in there. So it'd be nice to find a guy with a tractor with a rotary motor that he can offset a couple of feet to go down each side of the road here, and then put on one of those rear blades, and then he could push all that gravel and the dirt off the very edge of it and just push it off the road. That way I can get right up to the edge of it, and then this won't grow back in like that anymore. Wait, that's a funny green. There's something wrong with this camera. Maybe it doesn't have this super lime green here. Not all the leaves are changing yet, though. So what I'm going to do today, when I get home, take a look and see what's wrong with that headlight, if I can make a heads or tails out of it. Then I'm going to go over the hill and mow a few patches. I haven't got the heart to tell the old lady. When I was mowing the dog area the other day, I hit the deck with my light, my headlight, and popped it out. And when I put it back in, I noticed that there was a couple of mounts broken. Cheap, cheap, cheap. The only way they can fix that is they're going to have to buy a whole new hood the way they designed it. And I'm all for the right to fix it. And all these big companies and their greed, sure, it's nice that they got these fancy things out. But when a farmer's got to pay $1 million to get a tractor, and then equipment on top of that, he has to pass that cost on to us. Even the dinkiest little tractors fairly out of reach for most folks. And if you got a used one, you want an arm and a leg for it. Because you know, the guy, if he's looking at a used one, can't afford a brand new one. Anyway, that be that. Boy, this camera's still going. What I'm thinking now is not bringing these other cameras and having them fit. All I need is my cable and a plug-in. And then I can bring some extra memory cards for the phone here. How's that going to work out? I can test it out at home, but I don't want to. Yeah, there's another tree that's got to go. What's there is another tree's leaning on it, and now it's just forcing it over. That's most of that stuff in there is all dead. There. Oh, leaves are falling. These are birches. It's just our future firewood, Nick. Just let them grow big enough. Maybe 8 inches around. And just space yourself out. Don't cut it one after the other, which will give more room to the other ones to grow. Like you say, Nicky, you got firewood here for the rest of your life and brought your kids too. Just got to make sure the government doesn't steal it from you. As we're trying to keep the government from stealing it from us. Oh, there's a few more branches right here. Maybe the next time. But it does look a lot better here. And Nick is leaving a lot of sugar maples on the side. Here's one here with a ribbon. And what I've told him is, if you can afford a snowmobile one day, you can tap these, or your kids could tap them when they get big enough. And you could have make a couple of 100 gallons of maple syrup from here. That's a pretty big job, though, considering that you need, I think it's 42 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon. So whatever, say 100. Ooh, that's quite a bit. It's 4,200 gallons. Divide by 40. It gets over my head now. I don't want to think that hard. But here we are. And now, that grass was that high when I came through here yesterday and knocked it down. And I don't know what's the difference in grass here, because that's different than this other stuff over here. But I'm glad he keeps it mowed down for me. And then he gets all that free hay. No idea how much a bale's worth. He probably gets close to maybe 20 bales out of all of it. But that patch is getting smaller at the time, all the time. We'll see if I can get another row off. Hi. There they are. There's 1. There's 2. I'll zoom in and see if we can see it from here. Barely. There should be 3, but the other ice is probably asleep. And that's Bear making all the barking. He's the dog on the left. And Storm hasn't been... He spent 2 nights out here. They don't want to come in. So the little woman, I got to come down here with the wagon and the shovel. There's a couple of anthills that are going on here that I could dig out and mow down. And that's tricky mowing up into there. I went up close to that big old apple tree there. And it's pretty inclined. So there's the anthill right there. It's hard to spot it, but it's right in the middle of the frame. So I'll dig that bugger out. And I'm not sure what to do with the side of this. Maybe just weed whack it back. But I got to get the shovel and see if I can fix and fill in some of these potholes I've been left with because of my good nature. And one day, I'd love to be able to get the tractor to come down this side, all the way along the fence. Probably never happened. Just getting this done was enough. My wife came down here, and we had wagon load after wagon load of burdocks. Now, when we go over the hill, because we have 4-wheel drives, I don't like somebody turning here and going up, because it just rips the freaking grass right out of the ground. there's a little shelter or a little barrier. Trying to blot out Larry's. You can see it as clear as day. And the alright, where are we at here? These trees look like they got kind of blight. And this poor bugger, he all got split up pretty bad. Alright, now we're going to go check the car. See if we can figure out the headlight. And then see if we can see if the gas is leaking out of the mower, because I got an empty tank and I don't remember burning it all up. Wow. I'm not having a lot of luck, we would say. So, thanks to the new subscribers, and thanks for coming along. Until we meet again, my friends, you have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.